Welcome to another weekly stock market update. Today is September 22nd, 2019. In this video, we're going to take a look at the cash index for the S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100, and also the E-mini future for the S&P 500, the ES, and the Nasdaq 100 NQ. Then we're going to take a look at the ETF, the SPY, and the QQQ. And then near the end of the video, we're going to take a look at oil and gold. On the screen here, we have the weekly S&P 500 cash index. As you can see, that it is still trying to make it up to the all-time high here, near this 3027.98, and you can see it kind of falls short of that. And looking at the daily chart here, you can see on Thursday it has a selling spike here on this candle, and setting up a evening star type of a candle pattern. So in the near term, I'm looking for this thing to pull back and dip down below this low here and possibly come down and fill this remaining gap here and get back underneath this 2939, and get back into this balance zone. And maybe if we find some support, then come back up for another push to test the all-time high and possibly put in a new all-time high. Looking at the E-mini S&P 500 future ES, you could see that it also tried to get up to the all-time high here. And on Thursday, it had a spinning top type of a doji candle. Then on Friday, it's basically met some seller up here and kind of sold off. So in the near term, basically looking to see would it get a bounce off of this pivot low here, and then basically proceed down to this 2944, and we probably might also see a little bit of a bounce off of this pivot low somewhere around 2957 and a half, no, 2957 and a quarter here. Here is the low here is 2980 and 3/4. So we're basically looking for these these low here to get tested, and then get back into the zone here, this balance zone, and then see would it be able to get down to 2884, this point of control, and see get a bounce back up. Here's the daily on the Nasdaq 100 cash index. As you can see, that it is also struggling to try to get up to the all-time high. See that on Thursday, it met some seller when it got up to the 7950.21. And then on Friday, it's kind of sold off. So right now, basically looking for this to continue to come down, pull back, and see would it be able to get a little bit of a bounce off of this pivot low near 77.9158, and then pull back into this 77.47 and into this zone here. We'll possibly, maybe get down to this trend line, maybe get a little bit of a bounce and come back up. So basically looking for somewhere around this area here to see would it get a bounce off of that, essentially near this pivot low here. And first thing is to see this gap get completely filled. Here, looking at the NQ, the E-mini for the Nasdaq 100, we see that similarly to the cash index, it is still struggling to try to get up to this all-time high. Basically looking for this thing to pull back to the 77.82 and a quarter, and back into the zone, and possibly pull back into this point of control here, composite point of control near 76.92 and a quarter. So basically looking for something of this sort, pull back to this level here to see would it be able to find some support and bounces back. Otherwise, we might see it retrace all the way back down to this balance zone near the 73.88 and a quarter. Now looking at the ETF for the S&P 500 SPY, you see that on Thursday actually moved up and made an all-time high on an intraday basis, and it exceeded the prior week all-time high, but it did not close at a new all-time high, because the closing all-time high is back here, and it is at a level of 302.01, so it didn't close anywhere close to that. Then you see Friday is kind of pulled back, and right now it's basically I'm looking at a evening star type of pattern, and you can see that I'm looking for a pullback, come back down to this 294.22, and maybe possibly get under the 292.04, then see would it get a bounce off of that. Here's the QQQ, the ETF for the Nasdaq 100, similarly to the S&P 500, the SPY. You see that it is a evening star type of pattern. Here's a doji shooting star candle on Thursday, so met a lot of seller up here, and basically they just sold it down, and then on Friday it just continue to sell down and close off the low here. But again, basically you're looking for this thing to come below, dip below this pivot low, and back inside of this balance zone under the 189.68, and see would it be able to come down and find some support at 184.66, or will it retrace all the way back down to the 181.64. Now looking at crude oil, you can see that crude oil actually broken out on last weekend when the news broke that the or claimed to be Iranian bombed the oil processing facility over Saudi Arabia and cut off 5% of the global oil supply. So you see that big spike on Monday, but then it retraces back down to this trend line. So, but right now we still be looking at some sort of consolidation and make another move back up as it hold this particular trend line here, unless it come back down and dip below this 56.31. And then we probably look for retracement back down to possibly the 51.45 area. Gold made a pullback after it came up to above the 1562, 1563 area. Right now seems to be consolidating up here, in this high volume area. But I believe this thing is probably still got a little bit more pullback to come, and I'm basically looking for this thing to pull back to this 38.2 level here at 1450. Then maybe we see a bounce back up. So basically, I'm still looking for a pullback on gold. Well, hopefully you find the content in this video to be useful. If you do, click the thumbs up. And if you are not a subscriber of my YouTube channel, click the subscribe and also the notification icon so you won't miss any future video from me. Good luck and thank you for watching.